Hello my lovely ravens, and welcome back to another color along video. I wanted to do this page this month. Yeah, it's a nice and summery page, or spring page. It is, however, autumn here in Western Australia starting March, but that's okay. Most of my viewers are in the Northern Hemisphere and it will be spring for them soon. So for the background, I would like to use these Shuttle Art gel crayons. I believe they are also available in King Art. So whatever gel crayons you kind of want to use, or water solubles, or just color pencil is fine too. And I thought to use my Brutfuner pencils. So I have the it's 168, but I think it was 180 set, but I got rid of all my metallics because I don't really use metallic colored pencils. So that is what I will be using today mainly. And then for all the honey, I would like to use gold. So you all know that I like gold watercolors, and I like to use my trusty gold. So I think I'll start with a marker wherever I left it. So I'll start with a marker. This is a Faber Castell Pit Artist Pen brush. And let's just add the gold where I want the gold to be. So I'll zoom you in a little bit. And I'll just start with the gold for the honey. I think this is a conveyor belt. I'm pretty sure it's a conveyor belt, and these are filled with honey and these are not yet. So the honey will come out of this beehive, obviously, and I think this is all the gold that I'm going to be doing on this page, as in the gold watercolor. So I'm going to leave that until last, and then we'll add the shimmery watercolors. I do that mainly because sometimes watercolors rub off when you go over it, so I'm just gonna leave that there. Now we get on to the fun part. I'm going to do the background first, and I'm going to do that with these gel crayons. So I think I'll just take these ones out, and perhaps an orange or two, maybe the yellows too. And yeah, let's start with that. See what we can do here. So I was thinking of behind here, leaving it as light as I can, and then around this outer side making it darker, so perhaps going in with a darker crayon. So I haven't used these a lot yet, but just a little bit, and they work up quite nicely actually. Okay, so with the crayons aside, let's go in with a water brush. We'll keep this next to it. So, like I said, I haven't used these a lot yet, so it's a little bit hit or miss still for me as well. It's definitely a little bit experimenting for me as well here. Like I said, I haven't used these crayons before a lot. I did some tests, obviously, but now you're probably wondering, is it going through? No, it's not. It's not going through the page. As long as you don't use too much water on these pages, it should be okay. And I've also figured out now that going around in circles, and then going around in circles as well with your water brush, is definitely the way to go. So now we need to use a little bit more of that yellow. Is it this one? I think so. See, what I like about this effect is it's like mottled and not perfect. And that's what I like about it. And that might sound strange, but that's what I want. I want it to be like grungy and yeah, looking actually like a background, like a mottled kind of effect. You can add a little bit of this orange here as well, just like a transition kind of color. See how that works. So I'm basically just keep working like that until I'm happy with what it looks like. So the transition with that orange is not that great. So I'm just going to go over with that brown again and then blending that in with that orange, and then it looks a lot better. And getting into that yellow, going back to that brown. I'm just going to finish the rest and then I'll be back with you. What we can do with that orange is add it a little bit later. So as you can see, I just added that here and then gently working that in on top of everything. So it kind of blends in with everything, so it's not too much, creating too much of a harsh line there. So yeah, I'll be going around here like I've done here, and then I'll be back with you. I have added the brown, orange and yellow. You can see I put a little bit of that orange just around the edge here and here as well, just to give it a bit more of a glow. Put a bit closer for you. You can achieve this also with watercolors or with Inktense pencils. But yeah, I just wanted to try these crayons out. So I will do the same thing here around the border of these sunflowers, going into that yellow again. So I'll do that for now, and then I'll add the orange at the end again. I'm gonna move it on its side so it's easier for me to reach. So just blending that in, as you can see, like I did before, and then at the end I will, or after this part, I will add the orange as well. So now that I've done all this, I'm going to continue with the same gradient just on the outside here, just underneath the sunflowers here on the outside. And I'll probably pull it here as well. And then we get to work on the tiles and the sunflowers themselves. that the background is done, I am pretty happy with this. I'm gonna go in with pencils. I want to darken up the edges here so there's more shading behind the flowers, and the edges here so there's more shading behind the honeycomb element. I'm not quite sure what it is actually. But I want it to look like this thing in the middle is recessed inside of it. I see that I forgot a little bit of yellow, so I will touch that up as well there. And I want these tiles to really stand out, so I'm going to put shading around them. I think we'll see how we go. But yeah, let's just continue on. As you can see, there is a lot more contrast already compared to the other side. So I'm just gonna continue around, and then with this one, which is Kaput Morton, which is basically this color, is I'm going to start shading around all the hexagons, and then go in with lighter and darker colors. So I might just use this dark brown again as well, and then perhaps a yellowish kind of color. So this is cadmium yellow, which is my favorite yellow to use. So it might be something like that. This is all done and I'm really happy with how it's looking, but now we're going to add some color to the sunflowers. Now they will all be the same, but the only difference is the centers of them and some of the leaves, but the overall color of them will be the same. So this is going to be a very limited color palette. I'm going to add the same colors as what I used before, but I'm also going to add a green. I will put my example on this one. So I'm going to add green to the middle first. With something like this, you don't sometimes think, oh, I need to shade every single bit of it. No, you don't have to. Then I'm gonna go in with a dark brown, shading into that green. And with the darker ones of the brown, which is basically a brown mid-tone, I'm going to shade around that dark brown. Then going in with that orangey brown. to fan out to the lighter section. And then with a blending pencil, I can blend everything together. Like so. There are some dark areas in here, so that is basically from the petal behind it. So I'm going to add them as a bit darker. And with the orangey brown, I'm gonna go in on the petals. And with my cadmium yellow, I'm going from the base all the way to the top. And that is how I'm going to shade my sunflower. Now I might erase a little bit here because I went a little bit too dark. What I might do instead is add a little bit of yellow to those tips here. There we go. And now I'm going to shade everything. Now there is some leaves behind it too. Going in with that orangey brown again. And then with that yellow again. I'm going to do the same for all the sunflowers on this page, but because we're adding such a dark brown, almost a black, we're adding so much contrast that it is okay to use one single color. Now underneath these petals that are, so these are underneath that one, so this one casts a shade, so I want a very dark shadow there. So we're distinguishing that sunflower from the other one. That's how we can create depth. And I'm going to continue that for all the sunflowers, so you can already see that this one is already popping up. And this one as well, because of all the shading that I've done so far. So I'm going to do the rest and then I'll be back with you for other elements. Okay. This took a hot minute and it took almost everything out of me. It is such a limited color palette, but it had to be yellow. It had to be sunflowers, right? So yeah, they're all colored now. And I do like how it's looking, but woo, did it take everything out of me to finish this. Anyway, I am going to continue with the jars, the conveyor belt and the little honey house in basically the similar colors that I've already used. And I might add a little bit of blue to some of the jars, just to give it a little bit of color. But yeah, most of it will be the same color palette that I have been using. Perhaps not the green, maybe a little bit on the house, but probably not the green. So yes, I'm going to finish this off with the coloring pencils, and then I will go in with some gel pens. that, my lovely ravens, is it for this video. I hope you enjoyed me coloring this page. I hope you could perhaps learn something or color along. This is going to be the last video I will be doing on this Rooms of Wonder color along, and there will be one more video on this channel, and then you can find me at the coloring hour. I'll leave everything in the description box below. Thank you all so much for watching, and see you in the next one. Bye bye.